They each get their own login. That's part of the user experience. They each go through this individually. It allows us to identify disagreements. They'll come into this welcome screen. We explain the process. There's a few legal principles that are very important. People really do not understand the divorce process well. So we need to explain to them, they're going to need to disclose a lot of financial information. We need to explain to them a principle. We're on the market in California right now. We need to explain to them the difference between community and separate property, which is a key principle. We need to collect a little information. There's this, what's called the date of divorce intent. I won't get into right now, but is also another important item we need to gather. And then it brings them into a dashboard. Now, the first time someone comes into the dashboard, there would be nothing filled in here. Everything would be zeros. But I've already been working in this, so there's already some numbers here. But you can see we have 6 modules. 4 are in place in our platform right now: the bank accounts and investments, personal possessions, debts and other obligations, and child custody and visitation. Home is integrated into the bank accounts and investments right now, and we will be deploying child and spousal support in the future. Let me just show you very briefly how some of this works. For example, if we go to bank accounts and investments, there we go. Why don't we go to the real estate module? A very important feature here is not only do we disclose information about each asset or debt, but also people can say, each spouse says how they would like to divide the asset or debt in their divorce agreement. In California, they need to specify whether it's community or separate property. And then if it's community property, they can say the percentage that they would like it split in a divorce agreement. If there are disagreements between the 2 spouses, we identify that and are able to resolve it at the end. If they're not sure if it's community or separate property, we also help them understand it. Another important feature that I'll show very briefly is, rather than adding information manually, there's an import function where they can import accounts directly into the platform, which not only is a lot easier, but it ensures accuracy, which is very important. They can choose from their financial institution and import the information directly. I'll close that out. Another item that I'll show that is very helpful is if they're not sure if something is community or separate property, we can help them decide. We found a lot of confusion, so we added this widget in. So they just have to answer a series of questions. Was it a gift? Was it inherited? Was it obtained before the date of marriage? Was it obtained after that date of divorce intent, which legally is called the date of separation? If that's yes, then it's presumed to be separate property. They still need to decide. We're just giving them information. And so we go with that. If it's separate property, 100% goes to the person whose separate property it is. Finally, we are the only platform that you can go through and in an automated basis, put your full child custody and visitation agreement together, both what's referred to as legal custody and these types of decisions like education and extracurricular activities and healthcare, but also we can take care of physical custody, which are living and visitation arrangements, including putting your schedule together, vacations, holidays, the full child custody and visitation schedule. Once all this is done, on the dashboard, both spouses need to click done with step 1. Once done with step 1 is clicked, the system identifies areas of agreement and areas of disagreement. And that's where our dispute resolution tools that aren't integrated into the platform, anything that's left over where there are disagreements, that's where our value attribution patented dispute resolution tools kick in. to resolve those disagreements, and I'll have to demonstrate them to you in our next meeting.